We did promise you that, of course, we're going to be monitoring developments in Marikana. Now let's take you live there as AMCU President Joseph Mathunjwa is currently addressing the commemoration of the 13th anniversary of the Marikana Massacre. Let's listen in.
And all protocol observed. Ndizocela ukuba ndikhawule ndigijima ngoba kufanele kudrive asifuna ukuthi nihambe ebusuku for the safety, comrade. Sizawube sithetha sihlanganisa izilimi ngezilimi ukuze ukuthi umcimbi ucheche ngamandla. Isihloko esithethe ngaso itheme yethu of this year, your concomitant action betrayed our loyalty. We will never forget. They will do it again. Our quest for truth and justice continues. We have transited workplace issue and have entered the political sphere through the Labour Party of South Africa. I want to quote the book on Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6, which point us, my people are destroyed of lack of knowledge. South Africa is destroyed because we as a nation, we have destroyed God's knowledge. And we prefer to take the knowledge that comes from the politicians. As I've been saying many years, that politicians are not leaders. And politicians will never be leaders. Politicians are swindlers. They like us to call them honorable. And I kept on saying that they are not honorable at the office that they occupy, that is honorable. Recently, it has been proven that those whom you call them honorable, the Commissioner of KZN, Mr. Nhlanhla, has exposed that they are not honorable. They are horrible. It's just the office that is honorable. So therefore, I was correct that the office that they occupy are honorable, but those who occupy the office are horrible. Amandla! The Marikana Massacre exposed the hypocrisy in our constitutional democracy. The significance of the massacre was beyond salary issues. It has uncovered the political and economic interest, and it revealed that the government was a gatekeeper for foreign interest under London mining, now Sibanye. The Marikana Massacre has been characterized as a tipping point that unraveled the political fork road in South Africa. The Marikana Massacre was a manifestation of a failed fascist state that killed strike workers on the 16th of August 2012. The police, following a concomitant shooting to kill order, executed workers in broad daylight without any remorse. Following this, the narrative sought to present AMCU as a vigilante trade union. The state security operatives were used to infiltrate and weakening AMCU through the formation of a breakaway unions such as WOW. This was confirmed in the Zondo Commission of Inquiry by a former State Intelligence Minister, Sidi Mfumahadi. The concomitant action continued through the toxic collusion between business and fascist state. In 2019, Sibanye Stillwater, which bought Lonmin, was servicing police cars in their workshop during a gold strike. As we congregate today, there is a judicial commission of inquiry into the justice system that has been established as a knee-jerk reaction to the damning report from the KZN Provincial Police Commissioner, General Mkwanazi. We have seen a trend in the past which started with a lack of accountability for the police crimes in the Marikana, which permitted our security apparatus to the brink of making our country a banana republic. The Falam Commission of Inquiry was a commission of an omission. Instead of the inquiry, because of omitted hold anyone accountable, it was the epitome of the state mediocrity. Ironically, one of the evidence leaders in that commission of omission has now been appointed as the chairperson of the Judicial Commission of Inquiry into the justice system. Can we expect anything different, as I ask? Remember, comrade, the justice system includes the police, prosecuting authority, and judiciary. How is it possible that the Judicial Commission of Inquiry can investigate complaints against the judiciary? This is a demonstration of a serious state failure and leadership mediocrity. In the broader scheme of things, it is an attempt to blindsiding South African public by taking serious issues of a national interest into the choreographic talk shops. Consistent undermining of the massacre. AMCO was the first organization to categorize that the Marikana killings was a massacre. The mainstream media tried to spin this as a tragedy, a mistake, unfortunately, incident without giving official recognition as the first state massacre under a constitutional democracy. This was followed by the Commission of Inquiry that sought to cover accountability. Those who concomited the massacre were awarded with a top government position, including the head of state. As we know that the concomitant action was sanctioned by the sitting president, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, of which his political party has awarded him with the highest position in the land. Hence, every month we are experiencing massacre because his hands is full of the blood of our brothers and sisters in this mountain where we are commemorating today. As we remember that we have campaigned for the 16th of August to be made a national holiday for all workers in South Africa, those demands were escalated to the current sitting president, and also to come and apologize to the widows and the workers and the working class in general, since he made those commitments 8 years ago, but even today he hasn't made any effort to do such. South Africa is a banana republic. It has just that has not been said officially. There is uncontrollable crime in this country. Political and economic power is centered in the hands of the few. A majority of South Africans remains in poverty. The leadership cling to power through manipulation of laws and processes such as GNU and national dialogue. A failed state where the government is failing to meet its obligation and does everything in its power to manipulate the processes to remain in power. Comrade, the national dialogue. The national dialogue is another concomitant action to undermine the massacre. On the 15th of August 2012, at 14:58, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa sent an email demanding for concomitant action against striking workers. 13 years later, the same Mr. Ramaphosa convened another concomitant action on the 15th of August 2025 under the auspices of national dialogue. How can we allow this politician to create a political crisis, then giving them a platform where they masquerade as leaders seeking solution? Ideally, comrades, the national dialogue is a process that is convened during a process of political crisis. Is the government confirming to South Africans that we have a political crisis under the GNU? That's a question we asked this afternoon. The national dialogue was supposed to have been convened soon after the Marikana Massacre to discuss the economic crisis in our country, the looting of our resources by foreign directives, whom they call them foreign direct investors, illicit financial flows, and the lack of transformation in the mining sector under the ineffective mining charter. We should have had a national dialogue to stop politicians from having business interest in all mining sectors, stopping the police from interfering in labor dispute, stopping trade union leaders from doing business in companies where they are organizing. Comrades, ensuring that the mining licenses are linked to community development, ensuring that the 16th of August is made a public holiday, and ensuring workers should be allowed to buy mines where they work. We have also heard that there are some who have hosted a people assembly in the week of the Marikana Massacre commemoration with the effect of diverting attention from the massacre to another agenda. The state political parties and pressure groups unwittingly colluding to undermine the Marikana Massacre. If it was not for AMCO, this commemoration would have been long, distant memory. Political seekers. South Africa is a theater of commission. Dialogues and inquiries that have been not yielded results in answering difficult national questions. Every time where there is an important national question, the Commission of Inquiry will be established. There have been 21 Commission of Inquiry to date, from the Truth and Reconciliation Commission to Palapala Judicial Commission of Inquiry. The report expenditure for this commission is over 1.74 billion. Throughout this commission, the method of operation has been to sweep issues under the carpet. The Falam Commission of Inquiry was not exceptional. Very recently, the North Gauteng High Court ruled that former President Mbeki and former Minister of Justice Mabandla could not interfere with the lawsuit of the TRC, translated crimes based on their unconstitutional and unlawful conduct. The Zondo Judicial Commission of Inquiry into the state capture cost this nation 1 billion rand. These monies could have developed and improved the lives of the black South African who are downtrodden. However, the same Judge Zondo presided over the swearing of the ceremonies of the president and the ministers who were implicated in the commission of inquiry. Our question is very simple, Mr. Judge Zondo, former Justice Zondo. Where was your conscience when you were swearing all the ministers who were implicated in your own commission? And we know that he was later rewarded with the position of Chief Justice after he refused to subpoena Mr. Ramaphosa to come and account on the CR17 account and the ANC comrade deployment processes. The Labour Party challenged these national dialogue processes from its inception by lodging an urgent application to interdict the process in the North Gauteng High Court. But what we've seen the flood of the so-called foundations, from Thabo Mbeki Foundation to Lituli Foundation to Steve Biko Foundation to Tutu foundations, and all those foundations has opposed Labour Party and supported Cyril Ramaphosa to establish the dialogue in order to divert the minds of the South African to forget about this commemoration. It is no surprise that the very same flood of foundation has resorted to leave Cyril Ramaphosa with his national dialogue. The question that we ask to this foundation, are the needs of the poor being addressed? Because you were attending, supporting the national dialogue because you were supporting the poor. Are the needs of the poor being addressed as you leave the national dialogue? The answer is no, because in their opposition in their support of the national dialogue is because they were representing their jackets, but not the needs of the South African.
All right, that is AMCU President there, Joseph Mathunjwa, addressing the 13th anniversary commemorations of the Marikana Massacre, where he also tabled this year's theme as your concomitant action betrayed our struggle, in reference, of course, to that message that was sent by President Ramaphosa, who was affiliated to the mine at the time to the police, resulting, of course, in those 34 deaths. He detested the lack of accountability against those who were fingered in the tragedy, stating instead that they have been handsomely rewarded, while the struggle for those that were affected by the events continue to face an uncertain future. AMCU is campaigning also for the 16th of August to be declared a national holiday for the workers, and they're also pushing for the Marikana Kopi to be declared a memorial site.